And I guess following on from that, given the surprises and the learnings, has there been any evolution or revolution in the investment process?
Well, I guess Aubrey talked earlier about the robustness and the importance of the balance sheet and things like that. So I will admit, I have never modeled in my life for a period of zero revenue. I never looked at a business where I thought that it's actually possible. Not even zero revenue. Even a 90%, 80% drop, which we've seen in booking, for example, I did not ever conceive of that as a possibility. And because we've never seen anything like this. And I think that's one thing that we have done this year. So I guess that's something that we've changed. I mean, the other one, which is kind of still a work in progress, and I don't know, I still don't know a good answer to it, but what does it mean to valuation if you think rates are going to be near zero for the next 10 years? There are a lot of puts and takes, and obviously not all of the impact of interest rates goes straight into valuation, because the corollary to it is that you end up with lower growth in such a low interest rate environment, and it also means that inflation is subdued, so nominal growth rates of revenues have to be lower, et cetera, et cetera. But that being said, there is still a massive impact, at least theoretically, on valuations. And on the one hand, the link between the two historically has been very weak, between interest rates and actual equity valuation. On the other hand, we've never had anything like this. And we've never had anything like this potentially lasting as long as this. So I don't know. It's one that Aubrey and I talk about all the time, and I don't know that we've figured it out. Aubrey?
Yeah, I mean, as you say, we have never seen anything like it, and perhaps one slight difference is that whilst you could say, look at Japan, and 10 years ago, we have seen negative rates before, or we have seen really low rates before. We haven't seen it globally. And this, I think, is a big difference, that there is just nowhere for money to hide and generate any form of return whatsoever outside of equities. Yeah. So I think that is a very, that could have a very profound impact on what valuations should be. Yeah, that's difficult. As you said, yeah, process is also absolutely sort of being updated to really reflect, much more focus on the balance sheet and security there. Yeah, and then sort of there've been a few sort of gradual improvements or sort of evolutionary improvements to the process, the checklist. There's a lot of work that we're doing on base rates at the moment, and how we, and more a sort of technological issue within Excel and within Bloomberg, how we can view base rates and therefore better establish what normalized earnings for various businesses ought to be. Maybe you can leave that for another time, because that can get quite geeky there.